I'm so excited to be with you all today, and we're going to start right away. We're today going to be talking about the spiritual garden, but this isn't the garden that's the Garden of Eden. This is our own personal spiritual garden, which really takes root and is planted in our very essence of who we are in our souls. This is a spiritual garden that we are called to protect and to guard. You know, when we look at the spiritual garden, we look and we think about many things, and we think about the very first role that Adam was given. The very first command Adam was given in that Garden of Eden was to till and cultivate. We too are called to till and cultivate. This is something we need to be on the guard. Would Adam have seen the serpent had he been tilling and cultivating the land? Would he have been looking out for and watching out for the wife with whom he was entrusted to? You see, this is our garden ourselves. Many times things that we don't want to get in come into our garden. In addition, many times things that we shouldn't have in have already been there, and we have to uproot them. We have to pull the weeds out. So today, as we're talking about this spiritual garden, I'd like to reflect on Matthew 13. It's the parable of the sower, and it talks about the seed that was dropped along the path. Some was dropped on rocky, some was dropped in the thorns, and some was dropped in rich soil. And we have to evaluate ourselves. What is my soil? Because you see, if our soil is bad, we're not going to be able to produce the fruit. But you see, we have the tools and we have the ability, the free will to make choices that will allow us to have rich soil. So today we're going to be looking at a couple different areas of being a gardener. Now I'll put the disclaimer out there that I am no master's gardener. I do not have a green thumb. I have probably killed more flowers in my flower beds than I have grown, but I'm actually pretty good at growing the fruit trees because all you have to do is water and prune those and pick. But today we're going to be looking at a couple key components, and I know some of you actually probably grew up on farms, and so you might know a lot more about this than me. But remember, we're not talking about getting a potato. We're talking about becoming holy and that spiritual holy garden that we're working on in our souls. So today we're going to be talking about tilling, fencing, planting, watering, weeding, and eating. So without delay, we're going to jump right on in and get to the tilling. This is the preparation. This is where we have to look at our soil. And for some of us, our soil is hard. It's crusty. We have not given it the nutrients, the water. We haven't, really allowed the air to come in by tilling it up. This is sometimes the hard part of the garden. This is where we sometimes have to get in. But we have God's grace when we get in to till up the soil. And so in that, we're going to look at a couple things right now. And so if you brought your Bibles with me,